Welcome to How Faithful is the Killing Joke movie. This is exactly what the title says. This is just me basically going down how faithful to the comic is the Killing Joke. That's it. That's all. Enjoy. This film is baffling. It is bad. I can explain why, obviously. But this video is more talking about the faithfulness of this film. First issue, if you've read The Killing Joke, you know that The Killing Joke is a very short story. Like, it's not very long, not nearly long enough to fill even an hour and 11 minutes. So what they had to do for this film is add a bunch of fluff, which originally I was actually okay with, because, you know, it kind of builds up the character of Barbara Gordon more, because that's the person who ends up getting shot by the Jongleur. So, but the issue with that is that they add more, way more than they should have. Like, Barbara Gordon fucks Batman? And I forgot to record, and I forgot to. I have to replay it just to get my point across. Like, I didn't want to see this. I didn't want this to be in my head, and then now, just because I wanted to see a good fucking comic as an animated movie. No, thank you. I didn't need to see that. Kind of disgusting thing if you think about it a little bit deeper. I should probably, yeah, because, okay, I'm going to assume that nobody here knows anything about Batman. Barbara Gordon is Jim Gordon's daughter, which is the commissioner of Gotham City, who is friends with Batman. So Batman pretty much had sex with his friend's daughter. I think any sane person would be like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up, and I don't think that any decent person would do that, and I don't think Batman would do that. Because in the comics, I did have to look this up because I'm not too big on like Robins and all that. Like I stick pretty much basically just to Batman. Like, when they do show up in Batman comics, like, that's kind of what I know. So like I did have to look this up. But the love interest of Barbara Gordon is Dick Grayson, which is Batman's adopted son, who, like Robin, who later becomes Nightwing, who later becomes fucking Batman himself. So yeah, but this is Bruce Wayne. This isn't Dick. This is Bruce. So this is just weird to me. It didn't work. And not only did it not work, but they didn't even try to make it work. Like, it just happened. Like, when it happened, I was so utterly confused. I was baffled. Oh, hell no! Yo, what? I was baffled because nothing, like they barely had any scenes together, and all their scenes together, like they almost made fucking Bruce seem like a dick, like you shouldn't like him. So it felt really weird once after that was all done, and they actually got into the Killing Joke. It just felt weird. Like, I wasn't really rooting for Batman. Like he just kind of felt like an asshole. So besides for the intro, once it actually gets into the Killing Joke, what the fucking film's about, they change like little things that didn't need to be changed at all. Like they changed a shot of like a super hard shot that I really liked from the comic. Like, it's a panel of, like, it was like Batman walking like past cells in Arkham Asylum, and it shows Harvey Dent's cell, and like the bar like splits his face down the middle, but they changed that for no good reason whatsoever. And they also changed like little tiny things here and there. So yeah, and then at the end, I'm gonna give it a faithfulness scale from like 1 to 10. So here's how the ranking's gonna work. It's gonna be based off of 3 things: the overall look, the story, and the character. So the character is going to be how faithful to the characters they are, because it's not entirely faithful to the story, so for what they add, we're gonna see how well they got the character down. This is all gonna be in my opinion, really. If you need some sort of like credibility, I'll put up a screen of all the books that I own, because I have been around town a few times. So I think I do know a thing or two about Batman, and I know what I like to see in Batman. So maybe that's not the same thing for you, but if it isn't the same thing for you, you're wrong. No, I'm kidding. Okay, but yeah. So let me get to doing this. Let me know if you guys like this, because this is my passion. You know, I thoroughly enjoy Batman, so if you'd like to hear me yap about Batman more, I'd be down to do that. So yeah. Like, I'm just gonna yap off the top of my head. So I hope you guys kind of like that format. If you don't, let me know. If you like the more analytical shit, but I always feel like if I read off a script, I just don't sound like me. So let's just get into this. So basically, like, we're starting with character because I feel like pretty strongly, and it should go by quick. I'm not, because the only character that I'm focusing on right now is fucking Batman, because it pisses me off. Because like, there's parts in the story where like they added stuff that makes his character worse. Like, so he disrespects Barbara Gordon, like in like a couple scenes, like completely like ignores her when he's trying to talk to her. Like, Batman has respect for people, and like and even if you want to say, oh, he doesn't have respect for Barbara Gordon, that's just not true. Like, he clearly does, because this part of the comic, this actually works for character too. When Barbara was like in the hospital in the comic, Bruce steps up and says it's Bruce to comfort her. She has to be like Batman. So what makes me think is that they fucking butchered the character of Batman here by making him a piece of shit who didn't even tell her that she's fucking Bruce, that he's Bruce Wayne, right? So okay, taking like a step back here, it could also be because what happens is that in the comic he goes, it's Bruce, so maybe she's like, oh, I don't want to like reveal that Batman is Bruce Wayne, but at the same time, it really feels like she doesn't know the correlation. You know, it's like a Catwoman thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you know, like they know each other and they do stuff together. But that, yeah, like, she doesn't know that he's Bruce Wayne. So has sex with her. This could be explained away, like, oh, well, he felt bad, so that's why he had to. But like get rid of her, be like, yo, like we can't do this anymore because we f***ed and it just doesn't feel right. Yeah, how does that make it better? Not only did you fuck her, which is a disgrace to fucking Jim Gordon, who's done nothing but help you, but it's also a disgrace to her because she liked doing this. Like she liked being Batgirl, man. Like, and then you took that away from her too. Like, he is such a piece of shit. Like, okay, so here I kind of I didn't like forget, but another way that this could be looked at is that Barbara stopped being Batgirl because she saw, like, after she beat the shit out of his name, like Paris, like something like stupid, like Paris, France, like, yeah, stupid shit like that. Okay, anyways, so yeah, so after she like beat the piss out of him, she was like, oh my god, what have I done? But like, yeah, I don't know, like sure, but it doesn't explain it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just, for me, like, it's clearly about the fucking sex. It was not only sex, dude. And then after, right? After doing all these asshole things, so Barbara and Jim are supposed to have time together, right? And then he's told that, and then he's like, nah, fuck that. No. I need Jim right now. What the fuck, Batman? You know how important time with your fucking parents are, because you know how much that affected you, man. Like, come on, dude. Like, he's just acting like such a dick for no reason. And then, like, just out of the blue, he has sex with Batgirl. Like, touches, like, grabs her ass. Like, what should have happened is she came on to him and then he pushed her away. That's what should have happened there. But no, he's just like, oh yeah, I need to get pussy.
Hello? Are you pooping?
Alright, looks gonna be a pretty quick one, all honesty, because the bat suit, pretty good, the Batmobile, pretty good, like, the art style, no, the scenes hit way harder in the comic, obviously, but I feel like they could have done a lot more to really, like, show like show more emotion like they do in the comics, I guess. And it's so weird to me. Like, there's motion in this film, and yet the comic book feels a billion times more alive. You know what I mean? Which is so weird. They didn't do anything interesting with like visuals that you would see in a comic book, and you know what I mean. So there's no like, there's nothing like really interesting to look at. Really, it's pretty boring. And I'm just being honest here, like I'm being real. When I pictured this film, I pictured it like in a way that was actually gas, but this was pretty ass. So yeah. I don't know why. Like, I know animation is hard. I know that, but you're already animating. Why not just take that extra step to make it look good? I don't really know. Like, obviously that, like, it's expensive and all that shit, but as like a fucking nerd, bro, like, I don't know, like, just taking that, and you can just switch out like backgrounds, because there's a part like when he's laughing, because in the comic, like you've probably seen, I'll show it up on screen. I'm gonna sneeze. Holy fuck, no.
Yahoo! Oh my good gravy!
Yeah, so slapping it up on screen. It's on screen right now. There's shit in the background, you know, to like really, so like I feel like to like really like punch in his fucking insanity, you know, like show those like the jongleur laughs in the background there, you know what I mean, bud? So yeah, like they could have added like interesting things like that to really like make it feel like a comic book, right? You know what I mean? Like give people at home who wouldn't have like the, because not everybody has the opportunity to read comics. Like, I completely understand that. Check the bio for reading free comics. You didn't hear that from me. So not the bio. I meant the description. Check it. I got you. So yeah. So it's just I don't understand why they don't go that extra, that tiny little baby step to just make it a little bit better, right? You know what I mean? And it's just I don't understand, but there obviously could be reasons behind it. But I don't know. Je ne sais pas. C'est comme, pourquoi tu fais ça? Like, tu pourrais avoir comme such a good like a comic book movie, but then they're like, let's just make a movie about a comic book and make it accurate, but just don't add any of the cool shit and try to make it more flat and as boring as possible. This animation is so free, you know, it's not like this is live action, it's animation. Like you have more freedom to do these things, right? Like, the comic book is already drawn. Like I don't know why you can't keep the same style, you know, like, just when I picture a comic book movie, I want it to feel like it's ripped straight from the pages. I know that's just my inner nerd talking here, but like, personally, like, I feel like that's really impactful. So like, everyone can get the same experience, you know? Yeah, the look, not quite there for me. Not quite there for me. I'm gonna give it a 5. Right down the middle, a 5. Just because I know that seems super unfair, because it's like, you know, the suit's accurate, the Batman was accurate, like some shots were accurate. You didn't understand what you read to make this film. You just copied it down, but you did a poor job of copying. Like how do you fuck up copying? Like, that's embarrassing.
Embarrassing!
So story, all honesty, pretty accurate actually. Like, it's accurate. It's accurate. There's obviously problems where things come into place. So it's kind of like one thing will happen a bit too soon or a bit too late, which I don't really understand. And there's one point where he's talking, where the jongleur is talking about Commissioner Gordon, where he's in a cage and he's being like, oh, here's the common man, blah, blah, blah. In the comic book, he's not saying that to Batman. He's saying that to, I don't want to call them, like, freaks, but, like, I want to call them goons, you know, because that's not, okay, we're not there yet. To his goons, right? So, like, that didn't really make much sense to me. Like, I don't know. Like, it was kind of like it was kind of to like make Jim feel like hopeless, you know, like having like pretty much everything that he believes in shat on by the Jonker. But in the film, it's a 2-second little bit, which I don't know, it just felt a bit weird how it was like showing something that happened in the comic, but not really understanding why it was in the comic. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's like little things here and there that I'm not gonna get into because they don't really matter all too much. All honesty, like there's things where like people don't say the exact same words or whatever. Like it's not a big deal. All honesty, but yeah, there was a part in the film where it's a flashback sequence, right? And then in the comic book, so what happens is that the Jonkler isn't the Jonkler yet. So John Clare, he's called out by like the cops, you know, because so he's like, hey yo, I'm a cop. I need to talk to you, John. So then they take him outside and then they talk to him about his like how his wife had died in an accident, you know. But the problem with it is that in the film, it's like you only see it happen in the background, and then he comes up and then he tells like the guys he's with what happened. It's like, why didn't you just show it? Like they show it in the comic book. Like, you know, it's kind of like, it's pretty weird how in the comic book they're following the rules of film better than you are, you know, show don't tell, you know, like I don't know, even though the cops tell him, you know what I mean, but then he's like, yeah, the cops told me blah blah blah. It's like, why? Like you could have just shown that. Like in the comic they show that. There was no point of you not showing it, you know what I mean? Well, oh yeah, so they didn't need to paint a new background or make a new background, you know what I mean? So I don't know, but yeah, that was a bit weird, a bit pointless. There's also a part with Jim Gordon like in like a fake like courts like area, and that just was completely made up too. They add like a lot of, so there's a part where when Batman, which is, this part is completely like like just mixed around, and in the comic it's like fucking, it takes up like 4 panels of him like going around being like, have you seen the Joker? Look at this picture of the Joker. You know him, I know him, where is he? And he doesn't really say anything. But then in the film, it's a really like drawn out thing that didn't, and yeah, so I don't know why they did that, but yeah, I don't know. So it's super drawn out for like no reason, and then also they don't add this the parts of him, of Jim Gordon going through the thing, which really like adds to like the urgency of Batman needing to find the Joker, right? You know, like so when you're reading it, it's like, oh, Jim Gordon's going through the tunnel, Batman grabbing the thing, Batman telling the guy, oh no, he's still in there, Batman needs to hurry. It kind of builds tension, right? And then it's all building up to Batman getting the invitation, right? And it all builds up very nicely. Like, that is super cool. Like, I love that. But in the film, they don't do that, because that's too cool. Yeah, and then they add all the bullshit with like the goons fighting Batman, which never happened in the book. Yeah, they completely made up that weird room that the Joker was in for no reason, and that entire like fight scene that happened. Like in the comic, Batman kind of just breaks through a window and then stops the Joker. Like it's very quick. But then there is this like, there's a scene in the film where the Joker pulls down the Batman cowl, and that's in there, right? But Batman quickly defeats Joker after that. Like, and then that's when he pulls out the gun, and then it's the blank, which was fucking like actually hilarious. Like I'm not gonna lie, like that shit was fucking funny. But yeah, and then that's when it gets into the last scene. But in the film, they really like to drag it out, which I understand why, because they want to get it to that length of a film. But then why do the Killing Joke? You didn't even want to be that faithful to the Killing Joke. You could have picked anything else. You decided to do probably one of the thinnest fucking books that I own, and this is the fucking deluxe edition too. So I don't know why you would do that when you don't care about the source material. Obviously, like, you clearly don't care about it, and you're just doing all this shit just because, like, it's embarrassing. Like I don't, like, you're staining a good thing for no reason. Like, you could be doing a good deed. You could be doing a very good deed by spreading the word of these very good comics. Because not only are comics expensive, but some people don't like reading, which is very fair. Like reading can be boring. Like obviously I enjoy it. Clearly I enjoy it, but for some people reading just isn't their thing, so they go to film, right? So it's pretty crucial that it's good and it's faithful. Because if you don't want to be faithful, change the fucking name of your movie to anything but Batman the Killing Joke. I'm gonna give you a 6. You get a 6. For changing shit that didn't need to be changed and then adding shit that didn't need to be added. The story gets a 6. I think I forgot to actually rate character. Well, it's getting a 2.
What's the average of 5, 6, 2?
Yeah, it gets a low 4 out of 10 for comic book accuracy. That's pretty bad. Like, for how, like, pretty faithful the story is, like, that's pretty bad. So yeah, if you liked this, I would definitely be down to do this for other comics, because I have a list. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.